For the longest time, I've been an avid shopper, and every weekend or so, I'd go thrifting for some new pieces, regardless if my wardrobe was already on the brink of exploding, and somehow I always found myself having nothing to wear and being deeply dissatisfied with the clothes that I did have. And I was also an emotional shopper. When I fell down, shopping was a way to self-soothe. And when I was happy, it gave me the feeling that I was taking care of myself. And I tried to convince myself that because I was only thrift shopping and I rarely bought brand new clothes, that my shopping habits were still sustainable, despite knowing deep down that giving away bags and bags of clothes every season wasn't a gift for the planet or for myself. I slowly realized that I was trapped in the overconsumerism cycle and I had a very hard time escaping it. According to Wikipedia, the definition goes as follows. Overconsumption describes a situation where a consumer overuses their available goods and services to where they can't or don't want to replenish or reuse them. So how many times did it happen to you that you bought something and then 1 or 2 years later you realize that you simply never worn that item? It happened to me quite often and I'm not proud of it, to be honest. So this continued for a good 5 years, and despite my best effort at trying to break this cycle, I was always back into my old shopping habits. And then, in the last attempt, I decided to shift my perspective on shopping for clothes by limiting myself to being able to get new pieces solely by sewing them myself. In a way, my consumerism ways turned into a time-consuming hobby, which forced me to slow down the rate at which I got new pieces. Not only that, but since the most basic piece of cloth takes me at least a good 5 hours to make, I now can't possibly accumulate new pieces as fast as before. Also, since I'm aware of the time and the resources it requires to produce that new piece of clothing, I'm much more respectful of the process itself, and it allowed me some more time and more energy to figure out exactly what I want my wardrobe to look like. This led me to narrow down my personal style in a sort of minimalist wardrobe where each piece has a goal and they all must fit with one another to enter the collection. It also led me to treat my clothes with a lot more care and respect than before. They last longer now, and I'm less prone to replace them since they have sort of an emotional place in my heart, since they are my own creation. So this video is about sewing, but at its core, the sewing part can be replaced by any creative hobby. Pottery, painting, woodworking, you name it. We're all so removed from the production chain that sometimes we forget how much resources go into filling out our desire to acquire more. And this is to the risk of losing what we really want and, most importantly, what we really need. I'm not saying that everyone should start to make everything that they consume from scratch. It's not realistic and it misses the point of this conversation. But what I want to convey is that it's like a plea to use our precious time not as passive overconsumers, but as passion makers who want to bring stuff into this world with intention and care. The hobbies that I've gained over the years granted me so much growth and quality time that it kind of makes me dizzy now to think about how much time I've wasted just online shopping mindlessly in the past. I'm not gonna lie, I still do it from time to time, and I will occasionally go browse my favorite stores, but it doesn't take up a majority of my time anymore as it did in the past. So this is like an invitation for you to reflect also on your shopping habits and to figure out what you really want out of these purchases. It's an hard time to break, but your wallet and the planet will thank you greatly for it. Learning a new hobby is so much more fulfilling than that quick purchase, and it will last you a long time if you invest in it. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave a comment down below and share what you think on the subject, and if you have additional tips for those who shop maybe a little too much. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.